Hi everybody, this is Richard.
Hello there.
And Gaza, and it's that time of the year again when we like to have a chat with a few different people about brands, things that they work for. But this came about in a funny kind of way because, as you can see behind us, is our beloved 3690 finished, and there was a comment put in, Gary, where a fella had said, we love how you guys can always match like the perfect set of tyres to a tractor for looks, and we're like, well, looks are important. But we asked Richard to come along and tell us a little bit more about, because this is a very new Continental set of tyres, and that's who you work for.
That's it, Continental, yeah, the German company.
But what's this in the table? Like, what are you showing us? Because they ain't tyres.
They certainly aren't. It's just one of the things I want you to get across, because people think it's got Continental, and we've got a bit of, obviously, Continental. It's a company that's set up in 1871 in Hanover in Germany, so we're 150 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, as in of October last month, we were 150. And it was just to show you who we are as a company, what we are, and why we've come back into agricultural tyres, because it's not unknown that we were in agricultural tyres and we moved away from that marketplace several years ago, which I'll explain why. However, what I want to get across was Continental. It's a huge company, and tyres are about 25%, 26% of the actual gross turnover of the company.
And the rest of it's this kind of stuff.
But all, yes, and more.
Tractor tyres. Everybody at GRASSMEN, Gary, and including our fans, we're fascinated by tyres.
Yeah.
And
I guess.
like Richard, we're not going to play dumb here. You know us from previous roles. We do look at different tyres all the time, different brands as well. But this is a smart looking tyre that we have paired up on this tractor. But as you said, it's not unknown that you were in the tyre market before.
Yeah.
But this is a completely new ground up tyre.
That's exactly it.
We were chatting to you about it, and we kind of said, look, we'd like to get her on 710s, and you said, let me work it all out. And you are a numbers guy, which again is vital, because guys just think you buy tyres and throw them on the tractors, but there's actually, for optimal performance, you've got to get the ratios right.
That's exactly it, and that's one of the things that if I remember right, the first thing we asked you was what's your interaction ratio, because we want to make sure they turn together. And we don't
crawling in below taking pictures of things.
We don't cause you a problem with the lead, because obviously when we're looking at the lead ratios that we want to work on, we've got to make sure what's going on matches what your gearbox is.
So you were out of the market for a little bit of time. You were coming back in, and you were coming back in as a premium brand.
Yeah.
Is there room for you?
Yes, there's always room for a premium brand that gives you what gives you the advantages of greater efficiencies, and that's what we're looking for, is trying to improve the efficiencies.
A tyre's a tyre, it's round, it's got lugs on it, it digs into the ground, no?
Not quite. There's a lot more technology goes in there.
You're not the first boy to say that, Richard.
When we start looking at the tractor masters that we've brought out, and actually the full range, we've got new beading designs. We've got new nylons in the sidewalls. We've got new moulding systems that we're operating. We've brought an awful lot new technology in there and new compounds to make sure that the tyres do what we're looking for.
When I said the all new Continental at the start,
they are.
It really is
completely new. There's two things that we have that are the same: the name and the colour.
And the horse.
Yes, that's part of the name. That's part of the logo.
I know.
So, from that side of things.
But now, it looks unreal. You organised rims and everything for this particular tractor. You said, look, I have a man will make them, they'll look tasty, and all has come together. So within your range of tyres, as you're growing, you're always releasing new ranges. This is not a VF tyre. This is your, is standard the correct word to use?
I would say effectively, a standard tyre, rather than sort of any VF-IF technology.
But VF has came now and is coming into your range as well.
It is coming into the range now, yeah. It's where where we've got to bring the market to, due to the fact that when we're looking at soil management and soil husbandry, we want to bring the pressures as low as we can, work as gently, tread gently across the ground as much as we can, and that's where the VF technology can really help.
But in these tyres, because you were weighing the tractor earlier, for that tractor to run nice, there's not that much pressure has to be in there for the weight. Typically we think 24s and 26s, and sometimes you have back tyres of tractors coming up the length of maybe 30. You've knocked these back to like 14, 16, 14.
Yeah, because the load that's been applied, because the correct tyre pressure depends upon load and speed.
But it still seems light.
Yeah, but it's a light tractor. It's light. There's compared to if that was fully loaded, with more weight on there, but because we've done it empty, ideally we would want to get all the implements that you're going to work on there, which we can do at a later stage. We'll come measure it with the implements that you're going to be working on, measure it with the load you're going to be towing. That way we can get it exact.
But this tractor's not going to go out every day. She'll go out, we'll have a bit of fun, she'll maybe go off and do a few bits and pieces, and we will work it, but it's not an everyday tractor. And when some of the tractors we've had in the past have sat, and sat in the one place, and then you start to drive them, it's like whoop, whoop, whoop.
A couple of reasons why that happens. One is because if we're using a nylon in the carcass, which most manufacturers do, nylon will elongate with heat. So as you're running the tyre, it gets warm, and it gets up to its optimum temperature, and it'll run all day long and every day, doing everything it's supposed to do. If they run cold all the time, they'll be almost brittle in effect. However, what we've done with these tyres is we use a nylon called Enflex. We put a heat treatment into that nylon and do a secondary treatment to it, and it gives it we put a slightly more of a twist into the nylon to give it more and effectively gives it a bit more memory, but it also reduces the elongation of the nylon. So it reduces it down to about 1.5 or thereabouts %. So it doesn't stretch as much, so therefore it'll hold its shape. So what we find is it's giving greater durability in the field when it's getting impacted, because it'll hold its shape. And more importantly, it will reduce some of the flat spots overnight. However, it won't completely stop it. However, it does help to reduce it, and then obviously that then gives you a slightly better ride comfort.
There's steel in tyres, is that
yes,
correct?
Steel in agricultural tyres, yes, in the beads.
But again, you have done that different here.
Yeah.
Or slightly different.
Slightly different. To bring your ground pressure down, you're relying upon the beads of the tyres to grip the wheel. Because when you think about, there's no mechanical fixtures screwing the tyres to the bead. We're relying upon air pressure and the tension in the bead wire. Yeah. Most manufacturers use 10 wires, or some manufacturers use about 10 wires wrapped onto a drum, single wires. They wrap them on the drum, they wind it round 10 times, you overlap them, bind them, then you've got your bead package, which works really well. However, when you're trying to get more tension into those bead wires, you've got to make them a lot heavier. If you make them heavier, it makes it difficult for them to fit, because again, you've got a guy who's got to be able to fit these in a farmyard or on a field sometimes, and it makes it very difficult.
What we've asked you to do today, and you've brought your weighing system, set it up for maximum comfort in case we're genuinely showing it off. A few tractor runs and whatever's happening between now and then. That's pretty much it. A little bit of light trailer work, maybe a bit of dumper work, but it's going to be nothing major. So that's exactly what you have done. And once we get the weight, I didn't even realise how easy it was. You had an app.
Yeah. The
simple
Tyre
app.
Tech, the Tyre Tech app, which is ideal. It's available through Apple's App Store and also through the Google Play. You put it Continental Agricultural Tyre Tech, download the app, go through it, set it up.
That's literally what you did. You literally went through it with us. You put in the weight that we measured. We allowed a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we were reading sort of high 16s, low 17s in the front axle. On the rear axle, we were 2 or something like that.
21, yeah. So
we're looking at about 7.7 tons in total for the weight of the tractor with me in. So we're really little more than a 7.5 ton tractor. Probably another couple of 100 litres of diesel could go into it. She's not running, but they don't hold much diesel historically. So what pressures have we ended up leaving those at?
We've put the rears at 16 psi and the fronts at about 14, just because you're going to do a bit of road work, and it's always best to have them a little bit higher on the road work. But if you were taking it into the field, we could actually bring those down. But again, if you ever go to do that, log onto the app, if you have an idea of what weight you're putting on, we know where it's at now. If you know you're going to put another ton on the back end, we know where we can bring it down to. Or if you're putting something on the front and it's going to take weight off the back, we know we can bring them down a little bit. With the CPC systems in there measuring the pressures, it could be, you know, in the distant future, we could be in a position where we've got automatic tyre pressure monitoring systems that will adjust the pressures accordingly. I think, Richard, that's something that's going to be the norm in a few years' time on new machines. Now, I'm sure there'll be after kits and all these sorts of strange things will come in, but
I think it has to go that way with the technology that's on tyres now to get the best out of them. Like,
and it's not.
Well, that's exactly it.
It's not only that there. We only have one soil.
There's nobody making any more of that. Like,
and we need to feed our people for the next years. And like, you know, when you're looking at the different technologies and people are using, and even track technology, which I'm sure you likely make the tracks that go on tractors somewhere.
We do actually. Under Continental also make the tracks.
Finger in every pie of these boys.
we do make all the tracks.
You know, when you're watching the advancements and even those, and from straight line pull, or, you know, starting to move away from, you know, twin tracks in certain situations for the turning at the ends, and tyre talk. I love tyre talk.
It's all about getting it right from day one and testing it, making sure it does what it's supposed to do.
Thank you genuinely very much.
Thanks for
love the talk about, like, it's just, I love things that surprise me. Good man, thank you.
You're welcome.